Hey everybody, so we are doing a very exciting video today because today is the day we are pulling all the onions and the potatoes out of the garden and setting them to cure in the garage. So by now you should have seen the video where I have been working on the garage. I had Miles help me put the big yard table in here earlier today so that I can lay out all the onions and potatoes so that they can cure for a couple of days before taking them into storage. I'm over here to grab my camera stand. This is what I'm here for. Yeah, so we're going to do that. I should have pulled my onions probably 2 weeks ago. They were ready to be pulled then. They were telling me they were done. But I just didn't have a space ready to lay them out to cure, and I really don't have a space ready still to store them. But they can't stay in the ground any longer. They're going to start to rot if I let them go under the fence, if I let them stay. So, here we go. It got too hot in the garden for my camera. It quit, so we're gonna have to wait until it cools off a little bit this evening to get the rest of the produce. Nancy, come here. Come. Come here. Come on. Come here. Wow, what a rainstorm, and so needed. We were so incredibly dry. I thought we were going to like dry up even more and just blow away in the breeze because, I mean, just the dog running across the yard kicked up a huge amount of dust. Oh, it's still raining. It's going to rain some more. I'm trumping around in the mud. Like, look at this mud. We haven't had actual mud in a long time. Which around here you usually complain about the mud, not worship it, but golly, it's amazing that it's raining. And it kind of ceased there for a while and looked like the sun was going to come back out again, so I thought I'd come back out and try to get some more potatoes and onions dug because I only got like a fourth of them dug up this morning. Let me flip the camera. These are the onions that I'm going to leave for a while. They have all flopped over, so they are technically pretty much ready to be dug or pulled, whatever. Some of them are pretty good sized. I'm noticing that a lot of the better sized ones were near the front, and the ones that were just rotten out and not growing were closer to the potatoes. And is that a lot of my onions didn't get very big because I don't have a drip system of water. So they weren't getting consistent water, and onions and potatoes need a lot of consistent water. Just like every other vegetable out there or fruit. Anything you grow needs consistent water. If you're just watering it randomly, and sometimes missing waterings, you can't expect them to get really big. Gosh, it's just starting to rain really hard. I'm gonna get out of the rain. So this is my drip tube laying here. I was going to try to get it in quite a while ago. Didn't get it done. Obviously, I'm not going to get it done for this crop. But maybe I can get it done for the next one. I'll find a vehicle to crawl into here. Got lots of them to choose from. The car looks nice. Anyway, yeah, I was going to pull onions and potatoes, but it's raining. I got some of them done, some of them braided. I've decided to try to braid some of them wet, well, not dry. The stems are still green. Decided to try to braid those. We'll see how that goes. Usually you braid your stems after they've already dried for a couple of days out of the ground, so that you don't have any of the shrinkage and they had enough air flow and everything around them that they don't rot. So I was really curious to see how it would turn out. But hopefully this rain continues all night. That'd be fantastic, but I think it's going to be short-lived because I can actually see the edge of the cloud system over here. So I'm just going to sit here and wait for a few minutes. You got to catch it. You ready? Catch it. Catch it again. Nope, that's a bad throw. Oh, you caught it anyway. Good job. So this is where I am hardening my vegetables this year. Just got some onions I did earlier down there. Put the potatoes on this side. So what I'm going to do is just lay them all out nice and so they all have air. You do not want to leave them in a basket like this because the ones in the bottom will not get dry. So I'm just going to lay them out. So that's the first batch. When you're hardening your potato skins, you don't want to rinse them. Just leave the dirt on them Don't leave them in direct sunlight or anywhere where they're going to get really, really hot. In here, there's a lot of airflow from the two big doors, but it's also not in direct sun, and it stays cooler in here. So they will sit like this for 2 to 6 days, sometimes longer. You just got to come out and kind of test them and see. What you're looking for is that the skin is hardened up. I'd not really want to damage this, but just run your nail over it. And this one's pretty hard, but you can see that the skin peeled up fairly easily. And some of them might not harden too much. You just got to watch and see if they're getting dry, basically. It shouldn't take too much longer than that. And then you put them somewhere where they will stay cool, not get too much moisture or too much heat, and enjoy them all winter long. So I'm going to go back out and get the second load. So it's a couple days later. It rained really good, as you saw, and then my mom came to visit for a couple of days. And we pulled the rest of the onions out today. So let me see if I can get some light in here. It's getting kind of dark. There we go. That's the rest of the harvest. So this are all the potatoes that we got. They've been sitting for 2 days. And then here are all the onions that we pulled today, from there to here. And these are, of course, the ones we did earlier. But some of these were very, very exciting in size. It's a good sized onion for me. And these, I noticed, were in the shade more. They were on the shady side of the planting box. And of course, they receive more water being towards the front edge. So I think with consistent watering and consistent fertilizer next year, I'll be able to get some really good onions, because this is very exciting and I want to do that again. But from here, all I'll have to do is they will sit out for, usually it's about a week or 2 weeks before they really get good and dry and get their shells really dry. You want to leave all your tops on. Some people say you should leave the roots so that all of the energy and all the goodness will soak into the bulb from the leaves and the roots. Makes for a better tasting onion, in some people's opinion. I leave them because I like to braid them, so I'll end up with something like this. But yeah, just wanted to walk out here this evening before supper and end this video. I'm really excited about this harvest. This is a really good amount of onions and potatoes for us to get through, just Miles and I, and I'll keep them inside where it's kind of cool, and you want to keep them out of the sun, direct sun, and out of the heat and out of the moisture. So you got to find a place that's fairly moderate. Hi. Yes, she's a sweetie. So if you like my videos, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Future Abby here. I just wanted to insert a little clip that I am not an expert at onions or potatoes, and this is my second harvest of those two things. But if you want really in-depth videos on how that's done and the process and everything that goes into it and behind it and how to store them really well, you can look up Laura with Garden Answer. She is my inspiration. She is how I learned how to do it, and I will try to link her videos in the description box.